Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of April 14th. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Take what resonates, and if this reading doesn't speak to you, go check out your other two signs videos for deeper messages. Yeah? So Gemini, we are coming to the end of Aries season, but as it is Aries, it is going out with a bang. We have technically met a true stellium as of today with Mercury joining Aries, but we are going to end up in 4 planets in Aries of the inner planets. There's actually technically more in the outer planets, but true stellium being the inner 6. And so here we have a new moon in Aries on the 17th. So that being a chance for us to take all that we've learned in this Aries season and really jump into new beginnings with no fear of what we want to do in this lifetime. The next day on the 18th, we have a semi-sextile between Saturn and the North Node, where Saturn is really showing us patterns that we don't need anymore. And with this release that we get from the new moon, we can reach towards that North Node, which is our highest potential in this lifetime, yeah? To end this week, well, by the end of this weekend, we will be in Taurus season. So the sun is moving into Taurus on the 19th to get us out of this really explosive energy. Mars and Mercury still being in Aries is going to still be fiery, but at least we will be hitting some brakes a little bit on Taurus when Taurus season starts, yeah? So let's see what that means for you, Gemini. I'm going to be using the Botanica Tarot deck to just get a little reading. Let's see what we got going on for Gemini. You've got the Two of Swords. Two of Swords. So Gemini, this card is very Gemini too. And this is just that duality of life, which it being reversed is kind of showing that false narrative of duality. Because one thing I like to say with politics, people get really political at me, is that you're voting for 2 sides of the same fucking coin. So there's that. But then too, this card is also about where is your mind your captor? Where are you trapped in your own belief patterns about how things work? And where can you find more open receptivity to what actually is happening in and around you? Because when we get locked in a way that the world works, then we can't work with where the world actually is moving, because things move and change all the time. I just finished a docuseries about a show that I used to watch. I think it came out when I was basically towards the end of high school, and it was like, at the times it was acceptable, but everything now in the hindsight of it is absolutely problematic. Or you even saw like the poor Nickelodeon kids, all that shit is so bad. And so it's saying that, Gemini, you can be so locked into this is how the world works, and you have to be open to where it is moving and growing, because you have to move along and grow with it. Yeah. Let's see. So, or you should. I'm not going to say you have to, but you should move and grow along with it. So, you have the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups is great because it's showing you that there's all of this potential. There's all of this potential of what the world is offering you now, all of your pleasures. Just where do you want to go? The world is your oyster, Gemini. Go for that. Reach for those dreams that you do want. It's not saying that you're like, with that first card, don't close off to old dreams. They're still there waiting for you. It's like when people make choices in the moment of this or that. It doesn't mean that that is always a closed door now. You have to choose when it's time to revisit old passions and things. Like, It's just so crazy, and I don't know why this keeps coming up, but when I was a kid, I really loved I Spy, and so much of what I realized I was doing in some of my last jobs, and even now, is mildly detective work, where I have to figure things out without being directly told things, so it's amazing. Two of Cups. So 2 is a number that is popping up for you a lot right now, Gemini. And so 2 of Cups is, you know, how are you going to meet others? Because Gemini, that is your sign. Your sign is about where do you end and others begin. You are the mirror of the zodiac at the end of the day. And so this is really asking you what your truest desires are. So yeah, you had all of these options, and this is asking you to more intimately ask yourself, how can you choose your passions right now? How can you choose even just people in your life that support you and co-empower you versus being in, like, it doesn't have to be romantic, but it's 2 of Cups, so like it's a more romantic card, but you know, partners, family, friends, co-workers, where you work, what really fulfills your heart. Like if you work at a place that you don't agree with a lot of their ethics, don't work there. You don't want to be in that energetic. The 10 of Coins. See, when you choose to get out of old mindsets, when you choose to really narrow what actually feeds your heart, your passions, then your life, you're going to be more open to see the abundance in your life as you already have it. And yet when you choose to release the things in your life that don't fulfill you, then you're going to find a life path towards this abundance. Yeah, that is what the tarot has for you this week, Gemini. But I'm going to pull a card from the Rose Oracle because I freaking love this deck, and they've been dead on. They've been dead on basically this whole time. Let's see. The Wild Rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness untamed. So, Gemini, once you get out of that binary mode of this is how the world works, you can really tap into your true wild essence. Geminis, I love the wild card that you are. And there's this one specific Gemini that is a whirlwind, and somehow that is the grounding force in her friend circles. So Gemini, be okay with being yourself. The right people, the right places, the right things will land with you. You just need to be unapologetically yourself in all of these matters, right? This is what I have for you, Gemini. I do hope that you find this way to truly live out your passions. Don't get locked into a way of how the world has to be, because the world is the way you want it to be. And I'll see you next week. Bye.